Hello, and welcome to the first episode of History Horizons A to Z. In this series, we explore the history of each nation and uncover the rich tapestry of our world's heritage. We start with Afghanistan, the crossroads of civilizations and known as the graveyard of empires. So let's find out why it holds such a title. 50,000 years ago, humans first inhabited modern-day Afghanistan, and farming communities settling here were among the first in the world, with urban civilizations established as early as 3000 BCE. Ancient empires such as the Persian Achaemenids and the Sassanids ruled the region from 3000 BCE until 650 AD when Islam arrived from the Arabian Peninsula. Islamic caliphates subsequently surged into power, occupying land from the Atlantic coast to Afghanistan within a century. This transformed the landscape but was followed by invasions in the 1200s, which started an age of Turco-Mongol rule. Around the 18th century, native dynasties emerged, such as the Durrani Empire, unifying the Pashtun kingdom. They faced the chaos of the Anglo-Afghan wars in the following century. This shaped the path to a modern Afghan state established in the 20th century. Now that's an overview, so let's start from the beginning. Famous archaeological sites such as Mundigak and the Bactria-Margiana complex provide us with artifacts from the 3rd millennium BC. Such artifacts found in Afghanistan include copper arrows, spears, axe heads, and seals. On the right are pottery goblets from Mundigak. Mundigak was also linked to the Indus Valley Civilization, another Bronze Age civilization. Between 2000 and 1200 BC, Indo-European speaking Aryans migrated into the region. The Avesta, a significant Zoroastrian scripture, reflects the group's early linguistic and cultural influences. Now let's look at a map to understand how the different civilizations and empires came to rise and rule what is now Afghanistan. Located at the crossroads of Central, West and South Asia, the Bactria-Margiana civilizations existed to its north and the Indus Valley civilization to its east. By 700 BC, the Medes, a Western Iranian people, had established control over much of Afghanistan, setting the stage for the rise of the Median Empire, until overthrown by Cyrus the Great, the founder of the First Persian Empire and Achaemenid dynasty, at around 550 BC. They were the largest empire the world had seen at that time, spanning from the Balkans and Egypt to the west, and the Indus Valley civilization to the east. It was recognized for its sophisticated administrative system, dividing the large empire into satrapies and provinces, including Area, which is what is now Afghanistan, and Gandhara, an ancient Indo-Aryan civilization. Darius I conquered Area, who stayed in Gandhara and prepared to conquer the Indus Valley civilization. He died in 486 BCE and was entombed in Fars, with detailed inscriptions of his conquests and his achievements, known as the Dina inscription. The inscriptions begin by stating, "A great god is Ahura Mazda, who created this earth, who created yonder sky, who created man, who made Darius king, one king of many," and introduces Darius I by stating the countries his conquered. "By the favour of Ahura Mazda, these are the countries which I seized. I ruled over them. They did what was said to them by me and held my law firmly." In 330 BCE, Alexander the Great defeated Darius III, absorbing his empire, and arrived in Afghanistan, bringing an end to the Achaemenid rule. His reign here was brief but left a legacy of Greek and Hellenistic influence. Modern city we know today, such as Kandahar, Afghanistan's second city, are thought to be named after Alexander. After his death, Seleucus, Alexander's officer, founded the Seleucid Empire, which later gave rise to the Hellenistic city of Ai-Khanum in Afghanistan. Following the Seleucid-Maurya Wars, the area of Afghanistan fell to the Maurya Empire, led by Chandragupta Maurya, entrenching Hinduism and Buddhism in the region. Religious and artistic remnants from this era remain, reflecting the cultural exchange and legacy, including the Buddhist stupas and Kandahar Greek edicts of the Indian Emperor Ashoka. During the Hellenistic period, various kingdoms within Afghanistan rose to power, such as the Greco-Bactrian kingdom and Indo-Greek kingdoms. A rich cultural exchange marked this period, as the Indo-Greek kingdom was succeeded by the Indo-Scythians and the Indo-Parthians, further enriching Afghanistan's rich cultural heritage. In the 1st century CE, the Kushan Empire expanded out of Bactria. It linked the Indian Ocean maritime trade with the commerce of the Silk Road, encouraging long-distance trade, particularly between China and Rome. The Kushans introduced new influences to Gandhara art, which flourished and reached its peak under their rule. The Persian Sassanids ended the Kushan Empire, and much of Afghanistan now became part of the Sasanian Empire. However, from 370 AD, they had lost control of the Hunna tribes of Afghanistan, which consists of the Kidarites, Hephthalites, Alconhuns, and the Nizat. In the 7th century, Afghanistan had several independent rulers, but were facing the Persian Empire on its east and the rapid rise of Islam in the west. The Muslim conquest of the Sasanian Persian Empire in 642 CE changed the political landscape of the surrounding region. Following their victory over them, they rapidly marched eastwards into cities such as Herat in Afghanistan. One of the key battles leading up to the Muslim conquest of the Persian Sassanids and ultimately Afghanistan was the Battle of Nahawand. 50 to 100,000 Sassanid Persians were up against the 30,000 Muslim men as the Rashidun Caliphate launched their offensive in 642. The Muslim forces were significantly outnumbered, but despite the disparity, a remarkable tactic following failed skirmishes, known as the feigned retreat, led to an extremely humiliating defeat. A rumour of the Caliph being killed was intentionally spread and gave the impression of a retreat, encouraging the Persians to chase. This allowed the Muslims to fight on a more favourable ground. The Persians were defeated, and this battle marked a turning point, leading to its rapid decline and facilitating the expansion of the Islamic rule eastward into Afghanistan. King Yazdegerd of the Sasanian Empire escaped, and the dissolution of the Sasanian Persian imperial army began as the Caliphate gained control. Another significant battle was the Battle of Oxus River in 651. By this time, the Arabs had conquered Persia but faced the remnants of the Persians in modern-day Turkmenistan and Afghanistan. Sasanian loyalists persisted with help from their allies, the previously mentioned Hephthalites. Al-Ahnaf ibn Qais led the Muslims to the victory despite being outnumbered, and again marked another shift to alter the political landscape of Afghanistan and the region, effectively ending the Persian Sassanids. The Muslims then defeated the ruler of Herat following a revolt and later made treaties. However, 2 years later, the notorious Hephthalites again made an insurrection against the Muslims, and the rebellion spread in Herat and Baghdad, and the Muslims eventually overcame this rebellion at the Battle of Baghdad with 40,000 troops. Subsequent campaigns by the Umayyads and later the Abbasids continued the consolidation of Muslim rule in the region, and over time the local population embraced Islam. The conquest marked the beginning of significant cultural and religious shifts in Afghanistan, as it integrated into the rest of the Islamic world and also expanded the Islamic world. Now that's it for part 1, but stay tuned for part 2. Please like and subscribe. Atlas out.